Welcome back to The Charismatic Voice. Today is another Dimash Monday, but we're not just going to be listening to Dimash. We're also going to be checking out a new singer, Zarina Altynbayeva. And the two of them will be performing A Question of Honor together. Now, this was recorded in 2017 between episodes 3 and 4 of I Am Singer for Dimash. So he had quite the performance schedule already going at that point. And the song is originally performed by Sarah Brightman, but it's interesting, it was rearranged for her, but the beginning and end of the song actually come from an opera, La Wally, Italian opera, really gorgeous. And the aria, I think, is E ben ne andrò lontana. So if you really like the beginning or end of the song, you should definitely check out that opera and aria. But right now, let's check out how this has been restructured to be a duet for these two amazing singers. Let's get to it. Zarina has a very deep sounding voice. This is sung often by a soprano, but often it's a young dramatic soprano or a spinto soprano that sings it. And it is important to have a voice that can really carry, that has a lot of depth at the same time. Spinto sopranos often are a little bit similar, sometimes to mezzos in their depth of timbre, especially in that middle area. And Zarina has that gorgeous, lush tone. I'm really curious to hear more. I want to hear more of those high notes, but already she has really gorgeous diction and she sounds like she's got a nice flair for drama. So really, really true operatic voice there. Let's keep going. Oh, I should have talked about the scene. I know, I love voices so much, sometimes I don't see what's happening. But I think we have ice skaters. She flew in as well. Did you know that sometimes when you're flying, it's really hard to keep your breath support under control? Just FYI, it feels like you don't have enough stabilization sometimes. So just keep that in mind. Flying into a scene is not easy. And it looks like tons of lights. This is a really big production. So let's go back just a little bit and I'll try and pay attention to the production more too. Ooh, more flying things. What an entrance for Dimash. I mean, you have to think about it. You just flew in one of your singers. What else are you going to do? The way that they dropped the beat and his first initial entrance was super fantastic. It was very nicely done on pitch, and it was in full voice at one point, then a beautiful, beautiful falsetto. It showed a lot of energy right away, and also just, it was very precise. I want to go back and catch that one more time. I'm sure you guys saw the stupid smile on my face when Dimash started singing. Oops, let's go back further. So that would have been full voice, and then he flipped his falsetto there as he's doing like a little tiny staccati too. His staccati are super good. They're really, really clean, but they seem so effortless for Dimash. That's Zarina singing It's a Question of Honor. And that's interesting how her timbre folds in with Dimash's and the chorus of people singing right now. I'm excited to see how they blend. I'm going to pause for 2 seconds. We're going to go back. I do think that they have blended voices pretty well. You can still hear each of them, but they are taking care. I think to my ears, I'm guessing Zarina particularly needs to work on making sure that that vibrato lines up a little more with Dimash's, because she naturally has more vibrato in her voice. And so it sounded like she was thinning it out to really try and meet Dimash's voice. And he was also giving his voice a little bit more resonance. I love that you have both dancers in this that are wearing like the white sneakers too, so you can really see what their feet are doing. And then you have the ice skaters. This is just such a huge production, and there's fountains everywhere, people flying. Also, Zarina's dress is gorgeous. So, man, I'm thinking they flew her in that dress too. That dress has got to weigh so much. It's not easy to sing in a costume that weighs a ton. Like, you're just like, ugh. Like it makes your lungs kind of just want to collapse. You really have to be holding yourself up in great posture to continue to get great breath. So, wow, kudos to her. Beautiful dress, probably a little bit difficult on the breathing.
Black is white or day is night. I know when two men collide, it's a question of honor.
So heads up, obviously the audio is off there. You see her mouth not moving at the same time as the audio is going. That doesn't mean that it's fake. Most of the time, when you clean up recordings in the end, you have to resync them with videos. I do the same thing on mine, even here in a YouTube studio, right? I just like the audio from this mic better than the one I have on top of my camera. So yeah, I always do resyncing as well. And this is a very small production. When you have a production that's this big, you have a ton of audio that you have to resync. So that doesn't mean that it's fake or it's been retouched. It just means that it wasn't resynced here very well. Now, I also was listening to this part because the first high part, I thought, I think that's Dimash, but that might be Zarina. And then even when she started singing the low part, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Zarina, but it might be Dimash. So let's go back and listen to that again now that I know who was singing what. Here? That's Dimash on top.
If black is white or day is night, I know when two men collide, it's a question of honor.
Ooh, I am so into her deep, more mainstream pop voice. It's very rare that you have opera singers that can also have that nice pop tone. I like it a lot. Let's go back. Let's hear that just a little bit more.
Alright, if black is white or day is night, I know when two men collide, it's a question of honor.
Nice. Oh, that dress. Oh. Okay, before it ends here, this is interesting. I'm looking at like how they've arranged a plot here, and I feel like they're echoing something from the opera. Admittedly, I've never done all of Wally. I am familiar with the aria, and she's talking about essentially in the aria she says, "Fine, that I'm going to go far away," and I think it's because her father, or the character's father, has said she can't marry the man that she loves. So I think that they're pulling from some elements in the opera and adding it to this staging right now, which is particularly fantastic. And that's why they've brought her from so far away. I also, I did feel like the vibrato got a little bit out of control on the top. It was just really extra fast. Then again, that's a higher note, and having a really healthy vibrato can help opera singers from essentially having too much tension. Vibrato actually helps to release that tension on top. So I was like, maybe a little too much vibrato for my tastes. But, I can't say that there's anything wrong in the technique. It just sounded like it had like a little flutter, and those are difficult to work through. So, jury's out on that vibrato for now. Let's go back though. Oh, I think the main reason the vibrato bothered me is because she had a much more steady vibrato in other places of her voice. And then just on that top note, it just is suddenly much faster. So I would have liked it to have a little bit more control. I think that Zarina probably has an extremely powerful voice in person. The way that it feels structured, it's hard to tell sometimes with microphones. You think, yeah, it's a good sound, but you have a microphone that's right there. I bet she can project to a huge hall. That voice sounds like it really packs a punch. It was really cool to hear them in this end together too, because I thought they definitely met those voices in the middle more, and we're giving it a lot more blend. Very victorious ending as well. This was one of the first moments that I think I've heard Dimash go full-blown opera. We heard it just a little bit here at the end when he was joining in the aria at Ben, and it just seems so easy for him. I have to think it would be incredibly easy for Dimash to really sing opera. And I know that he was offered an opera position at one point and just wanted to take his career in a different direction. So a major respect for him again. Wow. Overall, I just really loved the show of this piece. It was interesting to hear how they've turned it into a duet. I did feel like it was a very effective duet as well. Sometimes when you turn a solo piece into a duet, you feel like, it could have been just one person. but I liked the way that they overlapped the voices and really had Dimash and Zarina singing similar things at different times. And it gave a really nice perspective on that. But the show overall was super impressive. The flying and the journey of her eventually making it on her way to Dimash. And then you have the fountains, the ice skaters, the dancers, the other people flying. I think we had a full orchestra in there somewhere too. It was a massive, massive production. I bet that would have been incredible to be there live with them. So thank you so much for this recommendation. And please, please keep those recommendations coming. I do keep track of them, so you can put them in the comments down below. And also, I hope that you'll be joining me for premieres Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m. Arizona time. And if you want to get to know me better, or maybe even help me pick out what videos I'm going to be doing next from some of your comment recommendations, I often need help doing a little bit of research on videos, or, if I have a bunch of them to choose between, I go to my Patreons for that, or my patrons. So if you look at Patreon, The Charismatic Voice, you can join there. I think you can even join into our Discord channel through there, and we do things like play games, have extra video chats, just have a really good time in general. So I welcome you to that, and I'll hope to see you somewhere soon. Thanks.